What's up? This is Hillary Jane, and you're watching Wado Radio Backstage.
Everybody lends an ear. I wanna thank you in advance for letting us make it clear to y'all on the Wado Radio Show.
How I know how I would perceive your sound, but how would you describe your sound? If we never met before.
Whenever people ask me or I mention I do music, they say, "Oh, what kind?" And I just say, I do hip hop and R&B, kind of like a mixture of both. So, yeah, I don't know. That's how I would describe it. It's just like hip hop and R&B. Because I don't want to be like, well, I do hip hop and I do R&B and I sing and I rap and I throw some acoustic in there and I might just pop out with worship, you know. So I just keep it simple. I'm like hip hop and R&B.
Well, okay, so I'm actually glad you said that, because when you say hip hop and R&B, I'm like, man, that's limiting her, because you got like this other, like when you pop up with that guitar, that's like a whole other, that's a whole other joint right there.
Yeah. I love acoustic. It's just hard for me to pick a genre, because it's like I love hip hop, I love to rap, I love to sing. I actually started as a worship leader. I led worship for 3 years in my church.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I want to do that too. I want to bust out the guitar. I want to do it all.
Man,
I just don't want to not everything. You know, I love hardcore music, but I'm not gonna go there for you.
Who are some of your music influences that you've had, you know, over the years?
Definitely Missy.
Missy Elliott.
Yes.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm like her. Maybe not like the lyrical aspect, but just her. Like, she's not afraid. She's gonna, if she wants to wear a giant like trash bag blow-up suit and like get all up in your face with the camera, she's gonna do it.
When you were saying that, I was like, okay, we're going to see Hillary Jane in the giant trash bag blow-up suit.
Maybe you will.
Okay.
Okay. I just love her confidence. I love that she's her and she's not afraid. And it's just like I in my mind I picture like, if she could play the guitar and if she could really sing, she'd probably do that too.
Oh, so what you're saying is you got more talent than Missy.
Nah.
You can play the guitar.
I'm saying like, I just see she does what she wants. She's herself, and I want to do that. I want to embody that. Like sometimes it gets scary because you're like, oh well, this is trendy or this is popular or nobody's doing this or nobody's making this sound, or you know, maybe people don't want to hear me rap. Because I've heard that from people. Like, you know, no, don't do that. Oh, wow. And I'm just like, no, I'm gonna do it. Like, I love to do it. That's actually how I started music. So
you started rapping before?
Yes.
Really? Then you picked up the guitar?
Yes.
Then you started singing?
Yes.
How old were you when you started rapping?
Well, like really on music, like 15.
So without music?
I mean, just like growing up, I mean,
just busting freestyles.
Yes, anybody like growing up in the hip hop culture has, you know, whether you're good at it or not, you like, you know, hey, let's sit on the porch and like let's hit some freestyles, let's cap on each other. So I mean, I've always done that and just write poetry and write short stories and stuff like that. So it started with like.
So you do poetry too? You just do everything.
No, I do poetry. I haven't done any, but it's, you know, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. You know?
So when did you pick up the guitar?
When I started doing worship for my church.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said, you know what? Let me just add this guitar in here.
Kind of.
Let me just add this guitar in here. So you just picked it up that quick? Where you were good enough to just?
I mean,
I'm kind of nice with it.
I'm not that good actually. For the amount of years I've been playing, I should be able to shred it, and I can't. But I mean, like in our worship band, there was guitar players, and I always was like, oh, I like this. I used to stay the night at my friend's house, and her brother played guitar for our worship band.
Okay.
So he was starting to teach her. So then she would teach me what she learned from him. It would be like one chord. So I would just sit there and I'll play G for like an hour, just like singing. Like all I can play is G. Yeah, so then I was like, I gotta learn more chords. So I started YouTubing it, and then I just YouTubed it.
You self-taught?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of?
Yeah.
So you kind of got this derivative from your friend who was learning from somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you YouTubed it?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know music theory. I couldn't tell you any of that, but
Can you read music? So if I put a music sheet in front of you,
no.
Okay. But you can hear a song and play it though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, ear, goes by ear.
Wow. Who are some of your favorite like artists in this scene?
In this scene?
Yeah. You love Belief.
Yes.
He's ridiculous.
He's crazy. I couldn't even like think of a word.
And I feel like they just let him unleash to like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
Even like his old mixtape. Man, let me stop. I'm about to go off on Belief. Okay. Belief. I like. That's a bad long pause.
It's cool if you just like
Can
Belief.
we just cut that out?
If you don't, if you
all
just,
I listen to is Belief.
That's it. Belief.
I like West Coast.
You like West Coast
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
So
So
Propaganda.
I like. Mm-hmm.
John Gibbs.
Well, actually, I haven't listened to that much Propaganda.
Okay,
I
alright.
don't have. Not that I wouldn't. I just don't have the
Okay.
CD.
That Crimson
I like-
Cord didn't make
I
it to
like-
Hillary Jane CD.
I like Jay Gibbons
You like Jay?
and John Gibbs.
Yeah.
And I like Beautiful Eulogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
how did you miss Propaganda then? That's like the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. Maybe I was intimidated.
if I could see if you were like, yo, I like gospel gangsters, if you was really in that lane, you know?
And then of course, like, I'll always love Lecrae.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So stop talking bad about Lecrae. I'm gonna get on you, all of y'all out there.
Hillary Jane said, I'm not having it.
No, I'm not having it.
Did you grow up as a Christian?
Next question. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's
I'm
like
just kidding.
that? I get the next question on that?
No, I just thought I'd play with you. Yes, I did. I grew up in the church. I grew up as a Christian, and then I would say middle school in the first semester of 9th grade, I got it down to a window.
Okay.
I was just not. I was just wilding out. I mean, you can't be a Christian, then not be a Christian, and be a Christian again. I mean, we won't get into theology, but if you want, I can be up later. But I would say that for that time, I definitely was always like feeling the conviction of the Holy Spirit, and you know, I wasn't completely like, no, Jesus, but I was just doing my thing, you know.
Just doing your
and
thing.
then when I was 15,
What happened?
14, when I was 14, I was just, it wasn't even like altar call style. It was like, we were in the service. I couldn't tell you what the preacher was talking about. He wasn't even talking about salvation or anything. I don't know, but it's dead silent. It's like 200 kids in this room, and I'm just sitting in my chair, and all of a sudden you hear, and I'm just like overwhelmingly like, I can't hold it back, and I didn't care. Like, I didn't care who was looking, I didn't care who was listening. I was just bawling like my eyes out in my chair, and like right then and there I was just like, take me, Jesus.
Wow.
So.
And the preacher thought he probably was like, oh, I'm killing it right now. I'm killing it right now.
People looking at me like, what the heck is going on? Like, take her out, take her to the back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was kind of your spot. So when did you start leading worship?
Very soon after that.
Really? So this was in the youth church you were leading worship, or were you in the big?
No, it was youth.
In the youth church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I started going to the church about a month prior to that whole situation. I was in the choir.
Okay.
So I was in the choir.
In the choir, unsaved, living the
hooligan in the choir.
I got you.
And then whenever all of this happened, then the choir director was like, hey, next weekend, you're gonna lead worship for the young, like the children. But we still did full band for them.
Yeah.
And then I did that 1 week.
You must be that must be a big church.
No. Well, yeah, kind of. Medium, maybe. I don't know. What's considered a big church?
I'm thinking y'all got at least 5,000-6,000 members.
Oh, heck no. Maybe, man, I suck at guesstimating. Maybe like 2,000?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. 2,000, maybe 1,000. I don't know. But he was like, yeah, lead for the kids, and I was like, and I like flopped completely. I never sang with the band, so when they came in and it was like my turn, I came in like on the wrong chord, on the wrong time, and it was just, it was just horrible. And then he's like, great job, okay, so you're gonna do youth next week, and I'm just like, no, I'm not ready. But I could just, looking back, I just see the Lord like putting me in my lane, like where he wanted me to be.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Hillary, this was good stuff. Make sure y'all follow her on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for spending some time with us.
No problem.